Hey everybody! I embellished this pour that I did a long time ago. There are some cells in it, so I don't know if I put silicone in it or whatever. The easiest and quickest way is to use Perrier sparkling water. You don't have to use Dawn dish liquid. You can take this sparkling water, whoop, wipe it down, make sure that's really dry. Got my plastic paint palette. Kind of working in a simplified palette today. I have some white transfer paper. Going to use the waxy side face down. I've got on my iPad my reference photo, which is two penguins in color, but then I printed out. It's a 9x12, and I printed out, maybe about a 5x7. I just printed out something a little bit smaller because I wanted part of this background to show. So I've just got to decide, and I think I want it kind of over these cells here. It's just a little bit more interesting. I like this, and I can add to this as well, which I may do. So I'm gonna place it about right there. So just gonna put my transfer paper down. I'm using white because the background is pretty dark, and then I'm gonna just sketch out the basic shapes. Pressing very firmly. So I think I have everything traced in. So now what I'm going to do is take my white Posca pen. I can see that shape, but in this darker area, I'm going to just kind of go back over some areas just very slightly. There's also shadows in the picture, and I even traced in the shadows as well. I want to address the background a little bit before I paint in the penguins. So I kind of think I want just a little something here to make it look like they're not just floating in the air. I like the dark landscape look in the back, so maybe I need to add just a little bit, maybe pick up the turquoise tones. Just do something that they're kind of sitting on. So I'm using some golden turquoise, phthalo blue, which is kind of a blue-green, and these are really strong. It doesn't take much of them at all. I'm going to put a big puddle of the white, and then I'm going to put one here near the blue and green because I know I'm going to have to mix those in with that. Right now I'm just going to take, this is a 4 round, add a little bit of white to that turquoise blue, put a little bit of the turquoise and the phthalo blue. And I'm just, it's almost like the background color. And I'm just giving myself kind of an outline. Maybe it'll taper off over here somewhere. I'm also going to put some quinacridone magenta, because that's kind of that color there. I'm going to add a little white to what's on my paint brush already, add a little quinacridone so it's kind of purpley. Go add more magenta, the quinacridone magenta. I want to bring these colors in kind of just fade them out into each other. So what I'm going to do is take a large flat, add a little water to it, and get that magenta color. Basically, I'm just kind of making it flow into the already poured background. Figure out a way to just kind of taper that in. Okay, so now I'm going to go back over here. Add a little water to my brush and go back to the blue and the turquoise. Maybe throw a little magenta in because it's kind of purpley down here. And just figure out a way to kind of softly add those colors in. Rinse my brush, add white to that. I want it kind of watery, so just making kind of organic shapes. So now I want to brighten back here just a little bit to make it kind of feel like it's glowing. So rinsing out most of that color, but I'm still going to be using that color with white in it. Maybe just a hair of the quinacridone magenta. Really, it just takes a hair of any color because these are such vibrant colors. Okay, so now I'm going to go behind that peak. And then I'm going to try to get this color pretty much, try to figure out that color. So blend it, wet my brush just a little bit so it blends into that lighter color. And this may take a few times to kind of get it to blend the way I want it. I can always put my corner of my brush into the white. So that makes it feel like it's glowing a little bit. Then I want to add just a little bit of interest with the magenta maybe. So I'm going to rinse most of that, but leave a little bit. Go into that magenta, add some white. It's kind of dark, light, darken it up. Just give it a little interest. think I'm gonna let that just be for now. I'm gonna paint in the white shapes. Okay, so it's the weirdest thing as I'm layering up my white, it's turning pink. So whatever pigments I used in this pour, and the only ones I know of that kind of do that are Color Art. If you don't seal it, the color will bleed through. That's the only thing I can figure out. So you just have to be aware of that. So I'm going to keep layering that up. I may have to put gray and then white back over and see if that works. I'm going to switch to black. This is Deco Art. I don't have a black golden, so I'm just using black from Deco Art. Okay, so they're black, but there's a lot of reflection on their feathers or fur or whatever. I'm going to make with the turquoise and the blue and the magenta. So kind of like a purple. Add some white to it. And that's not nearly enough. So we can play with the color a little bit. It doesn't have to be totally realistic looking. Okay, so there's a little bit of yellow in their fur. So I'm going to add a white to the yellow so it'll be less transparent. My brush has got gray in it, so try that again. Bring that yellow up. And then put a little magenta with the yellow to make kind of an orange color. Reddish orange. That'll be down at the very base of these little areas. And then bring the yellow into that to kind of blend it. Okay, I'm going to paint in the shadows that are kind of a bluish purple. So I'm going to switch to the ultramarine blue, which is not as turquoisey. Shadows are typically kind of a cool blue purple. The blue is very transparent though, so you have to add white to it. And then add a little magenta to kind of periwinkle it up a little bit, if you can call that a word, periwinkle. Periwinkle it up. So these will kind of be the cool shadows. And there's a shadow right here on her head. I'll have to go back in and touch up some black and white, but just painting in the shadows at this point. There's the shadow from the little baby penguin. There's a shadow on the back of the little baby penguin. And there's a light reflection on its belly. And it's more of a, let's say a turquoise blue. It needs a little teal, just a tiny bit, with some white and a little bit of the ultramarine. It's just a little bit more, it's just a little bit different from the other shadow because there's some, it's a reflecting blue. There's also on the baby further, it's back to the little bit left of the other color that was used for the shadows. So just a little bit of that. So I think I'm going to have to, I'm going to take a little black and make it gray and just go around and paint over this pink color mostly, and then I'll add the white back because of that pink in it. It kind of keeps turning pink. So I'm having to kind of double up and repeat some areas. I'm also going to put a little matte medium, which is kind of like a glaze. Put some down on my palette here. And that may help blend a little bit better to my different colors. So I'm going to add white back, add a little matte medium to it, kind of go over this grayish area. And then my white's kind of drying, but trying to get some of those brightest whites. Go back and add a little bit, add some matte medium to that. Just along its belly. And then blend some white into that. Okay, so back to the mama one. I'm assuming this is the mama one. I don't know, because the baby's in front of her. So to me, it's probably the mama. This is still pink, so I'm going to do the gray. And then go back over it with the white again. There's the shadow from the face. Go refine that just a bit. Can't really see their eyes, so I'm just gonna have the hint of it. Okay, I was kind of quiet and I just kind of painted and let you watch. Just sometimes I like to just get in the zone and do my thing. I'm gonna add just a few splatters of white if it works correctly. Little stiffer bristles. That's a hard one. Say that one out loud a few times. So I'm going to mix my white. It's not like bright white. It's got some blue. I don't want it on the penguins though. So let's see how we can do this. I want to make sure it's held down a little bit. So I think, yeah. May not have enough water in it. I don't want to splatter it all over my walls. Goodness. I stand up to do this. And we'll watch it. Just a few little dots. I really don't want it here in that area. See if I can get that off. And use a little matte medium with black so it's transparent. Just to go over parts of that. I'm gonna add just something about right there, just to give it a little pop of something. So I'm gonna take some of that macadam. The other thing, when you have an older canvas, new canvas, any age of canvas, doesn't matter what, if it's oils, acrylics, or not, you can spray the back when it's loose. And then just let it air dry. That helps it become tighter. So there it is. So from a very bland, kind of ugly background, you can pump it up, put you some critters on there of some sort, you know, make it into something special. I'm going to take my pen, the white one, and the black. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something by watching. Even though I got into it and kind of started painting and didn't really explain everything I was doing, I think you could kind of see through details of what, you know, I was doing just to tweak it here and there. So, who doesn't love sweet penguins? So I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and please comment so that it helps the algorithms on YouTube to continue to flow. And you know what? Now I'm looking at this, I kind of want to bring this dark over here on the other side, but I don't know. Let me try a little matte medium with black. I like these cells, so maybe so doing it like that, wetting my brush, kind of lifting it back off so it's kind of transparent. Still want to see those cells through there, but it just kind of continues on with that range. Just so it makes a little bit more sense. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Love you all.